Hey, what is going on, guys? This is Jason with Jadren Aquatics. Thanks for hanging out with me again. I hope you guys had an amazing Christmas and an awesome New Year, because I didn't. So, you guys know it's probably been, I don't know, a month since I put a video out. So, first of all, before Christmas, I was suffering for some serious burnout. And I don't mean fish room burnout, I mean YouTube burnout. Like twice a year, sometimes 3 times a year, I go through a massive burnout period where the idea of making a video and editing a video sounds absolutely terrible. So that you guys probably don't know this, but putting out videos is a tremendous amount of work, and understand there's very little financial gain from it. You have to, especially at first, you have to love it to be able to continue to do it. And so I go in and out of points, and so I was deep in it. And after about 2 or 3 weeks, I was kind of starting to feel like I wanted to again. Christmas came, I had a youth ministry, a retreat to go away to. The day after I got back, I got the flu. And so I'm 7 days removed from when I first got the flu, so the fever's gone. I don't feel anywhere as bad, but I'm still, still trying to come out of it. So that's where I am right now, but I'm trying to get back on pace again and get back to making videos once again. So I wanted to bring you guys around and show you sort of kind of an update what's going on. It's really weird because I've gone over a month without buying fish or shrimp, and that just never has happened in the 3 years or ever how long I've been doing this fish room. So that's really weird, getting used to not having any new fish. I've changed a bunch of different things in a bunch of different tanks that I'll show you guys. I'm pretty excited. The guys from the Greater Austin Aquarium Society have asked me to come out to their next meeting in February, and they want me to give a talk. And I asked them, hey, you want me to give you a talk on my fish room, or you want me to give a talk on YouTube, or both? Why don't you ask the people what they want? So everyone decided that they wanted me to give a talk on YouTube. So I'm gonna go out there February something or another and give that talk, answer a bunch of questions, and I'm really excited about that. All right, so let's go ahead, let's go around and let me show you some of the new things that's going on in the fish room. All right, so let's start with this tank right here. You guys may remember, I used to have about 8 or 10 black angels that are in here, and as you can see right now, I've only got 2 of these guys left in there. Not because they died. Actually, I had one that got a real bad infection, and I could not bring him back. It just got worse and worse, and he did die. The other ones that were in here, I actually had another pair that paired off, so I went ahead and moved them into another tank, and now they're producing eggs all the time. And I had another one that got Popeye real bad. I medicated him, and he's doing a lot better. It looked like it still did a little permanent damage to him, but these 2 guys were kind of picking on him quite a bit, so I went ahead and moved him to another tank. And also I added these tetras right here. I forget what they're called. They're not lemon, I don't know, I can't remember what they're called, but I added those to that tank. All right, so let's go down the tank below that. This is another 40-gallon breeder. This one, if you see this black angel right here, and there's another one right there, these are pretty exciting for me, because these are the very first 2 angels that I was able to raise from an egg all the way up to this size. And I'll do another video on that eventually, but needless to say is it was a learning experience. I watched a tremendous amount of videos trying to learn how to raise angelfish fry, and reading and doing, or watching and doing, are 2 completely different things. You just have to experience it. There's a lot of different things that you run into that maybe someone else won't run into. And so, I kid you not, I probably lost at least 500 babies before I finally figured it out. And now I hardly ever lose any, except when I got sick. When I got sick, you have to feed them a lot, and so I lost a few when I got sick because I just couldn't get out here and feed, because I just couldn't get out of bed. I was in bed for like 36 hours straight. And so these guys are really special to me since I raised them from babies. Also, you'll see in here I got these curviceps. I think I've showed those in a previous video. This is another type of dwarf cichlid. I got about 5 or 6 of these guys that are in here also, and as you can see, the plants are just growing strong in here, and it looks like there's some moss about to start. And can I just say, I hate duckweed. I mean, the speed at which this duckweed grows is insane. I am so tired of pulling out duckweed because it's choking out so much of the light. That's what I hate about it. It just covers the top and won't let any light in. And so it's like a never-ending job every day to take one of these tanks and try to get the duckweed out of it. All right, so now that we're talking about angelfish, let's move up here to this tank. This tank is my official grow out tank for my angelfish babies. As you can see, there's probably a good couple of hundred in here. Like I said, I finally got it figured out on how to grow these things out. These are probably from 5, maybe 6 different sets of eggs. I think these are probably from 3 different parents, 2 black parents that I have, and then the koi angelfish that I have. The koi angelfish, man, they just do fantastic. I've got some platinums, but the platinums, they just can't keep the eggs fertilized, or the male just doesn't know what he's doing or something. So I've yet to have a platinum that I've actually raised up yet. Sometimes I can't remember which ones I put in there, but once they get this size, I can obviously tell. So this tank I'm excited about because I'm breeding so many of these angelfish now. So that's all this one is. This is one of the few tanks that I have a heater in. That way I can keep this tank about 82 degrees all the time. Feed these guys baby brine shrimp 2, sometimes 3 times a day to keep their growth rate up. The next tank is, this is one that you guys definitely have not seen. This used to be the grow out tank that I had for mystery snails, and I got tired and bored of the mystery snails, so I went ahead and completely changed this tank out. Right now it has no fish in it whatsoever. It's still got some mystery snails that are left over, but it's actually one that I've gone in and sort of kind of aquascaped a little bit to kind of give it a little bit of a different look. Right now I don't know what fish I'm putting in here. I'm not really sure. For once in my life, I'm taking my time and not just going crazy and buying fish every time I see them. Okay, next tank, another 40-gallon breeder. This is also one that I had mystery snails in. This is where the eggs were being laid at. And again, I completely tore that down and started over. And now I've got a bunch of Colombian red tetras in here. There's also some 3-spotted gouramis. The only reason I have those is because when I had that pond leech problem, they ate them, and so that's the only reason I have them now. They're kind of cool, so they stay in here. I don't know what else fish I'm going to put in here. I didn't realize the Colombian blue tetras were so big when I bought them, or I wouldn't have bought like 20 of them. But you can see this is another one that I actually took a little bit of time to aquascape. One of my viewers whose house that I've been to will recognize that I stole his idea of how he does the build-up in the back with the rocks. Not like it's something terribly original, but when you have absolutely no artistic ability like me, then that's what it ends up looking like. And so, believe it or not, all these plants at one time were planted, so all these have been knocked out by the fish and are up at the top, and I just haven't taken the time to go back in and replant them. I'm just not a huge fan of planting plants. I like the way they look. I just don't particularly like to take the time to try to keep them in the substrate. And again, I don't make my substrate deep enough anyway to be able to get them in there so that they stay in the substrate good anyway, so my own fault. All right, here is another 40-gallon breeder. I think you guys may have seen this one before. This is one that I have all the not CPDs. yes, CPOs, the dwarf crayfish, as you guys can see right here. I bought like 20 or so of these things. And again, this is a tank that is really, really dingy again, and guess why? Because when you look in here, the duckweed is absolutely insane again. Ugh, don't get me started on the duckweed again. There's also some albino or gold cribs in here that I bought, and I don't know. This needs some more fish in it also. Here's another 40-gallon breeder. This is one that I actually did up with a lava rock. And then these are a bunch of angelfish. These koi angelfish that are here, these are actually ones that I bought at the auction, and then I bought the parents at the auction. The parents are the ones that keep having all the other babies that I have. So I didn't raise these up, but I got them when they were about a nickel size, so they've grown up quite a bit. But these other angelfish, these guys right here, I forgot, they're called something blues, Filipino blue or something. These I actually want to wait for these guys to pair off so I can actually start breeding those. Because man, I am having the time of my life breeding these angelfish. I don't know exactly what it is with it. I don't know why it's so easy. Well, it's so easy to get them to breed. Something that's in my water they absolutely love. And then I've got some other fish. I got a bunch of epistogramas that I can't get to breed whatsoever. So I don't know. You know how it is. Some people just have a lot more luck because their water just tends to work a whole lot better. Okay, so let's come over here to this tank. This tank is interesting, okay? So if you look in this thing is like a weedy mess, okay? And I'm looking at this thing the other day and I'm thinking to myself, why does this thing just have roots going everywhere but very few leaves? I'm like, I just don't understand what's going on. And so the other day, I come over here and I lift this thing up, and then I'm like, holy mackerel! Like, this thing has an entire plant system outside of the water with flowers and everything growing on it. And literally, I never lift this thing to see, so this thing has obviously probably been like this for months. But I mean, I know that it does this, but when it does it in a complete surprise, it's kind of cool to open it up and actually see all of these plants growing out of the top of your tank. And I'm not sure if this is a bad idea and you're not supposed to do this, or maybe these flowers are poisonous or something. Somebody please tell me, but I think it's kind of neat. But as of now, I don't really know what I'm gonna do with it, because when you look down in the tank, to me it just looks absolutely terrible. All right, so we will end it here on this tank. These are the Dumbo Super Dragon Guppies, and if you guys can see, these guys are just doing fantastic. They're growing out beautifully. They've got just absolutely beautiful colors. I've just had fantastic success with these guys, and again, I just absolutely love the colors. So thanks again, guys, for hanging out with me. Really love each and every one of you. I thank you guys so much for being patient with me as I took off for a while, and believe me, it was some much needed time off, but I'm back again and raring to go and looking forward to putting out more and more videos. You guys got any questions, be sure and leave them down below. So thanks again, guys, and God bless.